and welcome to Milwaukee. Welcome to the March on the RNC, brought to you by the Coalition to March on the RNC 2024. My name is Alan Chaboya. I'll be the MC for this press conference. We're going to hear from some fantastic speakers who are going to share a little bit about their different points of unity and the particulars of what brings them here today to Milwaukee to march with us on the RNC. So up first, we're going to hear from Kobe Guillory of Freedom Road Socialist Organization.
The people united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kobe Guillory. That's Kobi Guillory for the press. I'm a middle school science teacher from Chicago, and I'm also a member of Freedom Road Socialist Organization. I came here to loudly and proudly oppose the racist and bigoted agenda of the Republican Party. For decades, Republicans have been on a mission to deprive the majority of people of this country of their basic human rights. Their attacks on black and brown people, on women, on immigrants, on the LGBTQ community, and on the working class have destroyed the lives and the livelihoods of millions of people. Defeating the Republican agenda is a matter of life and death for working and oppressed people. We have to protect ourselves in this country, and we have to stand in solidarity with oppressed people around the world. Our government, in a bipartisan initiative, is committing genocide in Palestine with our tax dollars and reinforcing deadly militarism and fascism around the world. Everybody say that ain't right. So we live in the belly of the beast. This is the headquarters of the world imperialist system. That means it is our responsibility to destroy that system so that people here and internationally, people in Palestine and the Philippines, people in Venezuela and Sudan can live their lives with peace, justice, and equality. That's why we're here protesting the RNC. That's why next month we're going to be in Chicago protesting against the DNC. This fight is bigger than the ballot box. It is bigger than any event. We are fighting against a class of exploiters and oppressors who have committed crimes against humanity for over 400 years. And the only way we're going to destroy this system is united and solidarity. So we're going to continue to show up in the streets and say no more oppression, no more repression, no more exploitation. The only reason that we are not living on plantations right now is because of working and oppressed people who came together and fought for justice. So we have to show, as we have shown historically, that the power of the people is greater than the people in power. It's the power of the people that makes history and changes the world, and that's what we're going to do here at the RNC, that's what we're going to do at the DNC in Chicago, and that's what we're going to keep doing until all of our people are free. All power to the people!
All power to the people!
And I've been told I have a couple minutes for questions, so if anybody has any questions for me, I'll be able to answer them. If not, I can just step aside for the next speaker.
Yes, sir. Hi, Owen Fairclough, Mr. City Press. Can you tell me, in light of Saturday's events, how much the attempted assassination of former President Trump has changed the mood, the tone, and what you might be trying to achieve here?
So his question was something about what happened on Saturday. That's not relevant to our plans. What we are doing here is bigger than that, and we know how to keep each other safe. We've had these plans for years. We know what we're doing. We are very experienced at protesting. We're very experienced at fighting the power. We're having a family-friendly demonstration here, and that what happened on Saturday doesn't change our plans at all. So I'll pass it back to Adam if there's no more questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kobe, Freedom Road Socialist Organization. Up next, we're gonna hear from a representative of the students movement. That is, we're gonna hear from Victoria Hinckley with Students for a Democratic Society. Please welcome Victoria.
When I say student, you say power. Student! Power! Student! Power! Student! Power! Hello, everyone. My name is Victoria Hinckley. That's Victoria. Last name Hinckley, Hinkley. As they said, I'm a representative from Students for a Democratic Society. I'm a proud member. I've been a member for about 3 years. This year, we marched on the RNC to stand against the attacks on women's and reproductive rights, on Black and Chicano folks, on LGBTQ folks that are pushed by the Republican agenda. Since the overturning of Roe v. Wade in 2022, we've seen countless attacks on reproductive rights, with SCS mobilizing against them each time. The Dobbs decision was a direct result of Trump's presidency. In fact, he takes pride in this. Shame! Shame! Women and students around the country have been suffering since the Dobbs decision, and SDS is dedicated to fighting for abortion and reproductive rights until it is readily available for every person in America. These attacks on reproductive rights, reproductive freedom, and abortion access are harshly felt, especially in the South, in states like Florida and Texas, with the emergence of anti-abortion bills banning abortion within the first few weeks of pregnancy. Shame! Bills like these are supported and introduced by Republicans across the country as we see copycat bills spread from state to state, aiming to strip people of their bodily autonomy and the right to decide their futures. These policies that Republican officials enact worsen the livelihoods of women and queer folks, as we see with issues such as abortion access threaten people's lives, their health, and their financial stability. And that ain't right. This makes it crucial for us to mobilize and protest against the reactionary agenda that we see at the RNC. National Students for a Democratic Society demands safe, legalized, and accessible abortion and reproductive freedom for all. We refuse to accept these continued attacks, and we refuse to take another step back for reproductive rights. When reproductive rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up like that.
What do we do?
Stand up like that.
What do we do?
Stand up like that.
Thank you, and I can take any questions. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. We will be taking questions for any of the speakers after everyone concludes, just to make the process a lot smoother. Thank you so much. And above all, thank you to Victoria and the Students for a Democratic Society. Up next, we're going to introduce Cody Urban on behalf of the International League of People's Struggle. Give it up to Cody.
All right, y'all, when I say starve the war, I want y'all to say not the people, all right? Starve the war!
Not the people.
Starve the war!
Not the people.
Starve the war!
Not the people.
That's right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Cody Urban, Codyurban. I'm the vice chairperson of the International League of People's Struggle, an anti-imperialist and democratic formation of over almost 400 organizations in about 40 different countries. And we're proud to join y'all with the march on the RNC today. The 2024 Republican National Convention starts today, and the most utterly fascist elements of the US ruling system have descended upon Milwaukee. For much of the last few years, false promises of economic recovery and ultra-nationalist fervor have been used to mask the intention of both the Biden and former Trump regimes as the presidential election approaches. In the midst of this ruling class power struggle between the backers of both the Democrat and Republican candidates, the entire US ruling system is exposed for its inherent ability to serve people's needs as an economic depression looms and previously held legal democratic rights are stripped. Working and daily living conditions are becoming more destitute as energy, food, and other basic prices rise, and more workers, including in the US and internationally, are being pushed out of secure employment and forms of work, and many are forced into so-called flexible work hours and contractualization, and work deemed quote-unquote criminal by the state when there are no options left. Attacks on women and their right to reproductive health care are on the rise. LGBTQ plus folks are facing a wave of violence and repressive laws passed to push them back into the shadows of decades past. Migrants and all people of color are met with xenophobia and racism that fuels waves of mass shootings across the country. The Republicans lead proudly with these policies at the forefront, while the Democrats pay lip service for campaign contributions. Both are to blame. War and militarism are the only options left that the U.S. has to defend its corporate class interests and keep the people from rising up. Indeed, we have two of the largest war criminals fighting over control of the world's largest military. The U.S. armed Israeli genocide in Palestine, the continued fueling of war in Ukraine and Eastern Europe, attempted interventions in Haiti, Bolivia, and many countries in Africa, an enormous expansion of overseas bases and military agreements in the Pacific, massive militarization at the US-Mexico border, and many more examples showcase how many lives the US is willing to destroy in order to maintain its failing position as sole superpower. Until we build a new system that truly belongs to the people, we will never have peace, justice, or equity. We march against the 2024 RNC to expose its true character, but we do so also to rally the people of the US to fight for a true people's platform for genuine social change. We must build a united anti-imperialist, anti-war movement that fights against wars of counter-revolution and aggression, struggles for a just peace based on social equity and economic justice, and defends the rights of people to self-determination by any means necessary. We must shut down the U.S. war machine and all of its tentacles. We must end all U.S. aid and weapons sales to regimes that are using them to repress their people. And we must act in solidarity with movements that are fighting against U.S. war, occupation, counterinsurgency, sanctions, and intervention in all their lands. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you on the streets. All power to all the people. And long live international solidarity.
Thank you so much, Cody. Up next, I'm going to invite mi compañero, Carlos Montes, who's going to be speaking on behalf of Legalization for All. Carlos.
Thank you very much. All right, everyone. Mira. No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here, everyone.
No fear. Immigrants are welcome here.
Thank you very much. My name is Carlos Montes, C-A-R-L-O-S-M-O-N-T-E-S. I represent Legalization for All, a national network of immigrant rights activists. My family is from Mexico. We came from northern Mexico to the border and ended up residing in Los Angeles, California, where I live now and I grew up. I'm going to read a statement from Legalization for All. The Legalization for All network is uniting to march of the Republican National Convention. To defend immigrant rights is one of our main demands. The other demands include legalization for all, no to the racist border wall, no border militarization, and no more deaths on the border. Stop the exploitation of undocumented workers with low wages. Stop the deportations and the separations of families. Stop the sterilization and sexual violence against undocumented in the detention centers at the border. Texas Governor Greg Abbott continues his unending mission to attack and destroy immigrant lives at the U.S. border in Eagle Pass. I've been to Eagle Pass and I observed the human rights violations. He continues to be supported by Trump and various other bigots in their quest to use every imaginable dollar to hurt and oppress asylum seekers. Trump has vowed to make one of his main goals to stifle immigration, specifically from non-European origins. He specifically targets out Latinos and Mexicans. This is why the Legalization for All is marching here today in a contingent from Minnesota to Texas to California. We have MIRAC right here, Legalization for All banner. We are joining this march against the Republican convention because Trump has vowed to increase his attacks on immigrants and asylum seekers. We have learned about Trump's ability to push and encourage vigilantly racists like the ones who drove for hours to El Paso, Texas, where my sister and her grandson live, and shot and killed 23 people that he perceived as immigrants, primarily from Mexico, and many of them were U.S. citizens, by the way. We will be marching today to protest Trump and the many Republicans for their continued treatment and terror against the undocumented. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Carlos. Continuing the theme around justice for immigrants, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Christine Numen Ortiz with Voces de la Frontera.
Voces de la Frontera Action is Wisconsin's leading immigrant rights organization. Voces de la Frontera Acción es la organización que lidera la lucha de los inmigrantes aquí en Wisconsin. Y estamos participando hoy en esta marcha para condenar la violencia política y también el esfuerzo de asesinar cualquier líder político, mientras nuestro corazón se parte para las personas y las familias que murieron y que también fueron lastimados el sábado. We march here today to also condemn political violence and the attempted assassination of any political leader. We grieve for the families of those who died and were injured on Saturday. At the same time, it's undeniable that Trump's rhetoric, policies, and actions have contributed to a climate of increased violence and legitimized hate crimes by white nationalists. A la vez, no se puede negar que la retórica, las políticas y las acciones de Trump propio han contribuido a un clima de violencia y han legitimizado crímenes de odios por personas que creen en la supremacía blanca. And let's not forget that Trump led the assault at the Capitol, resulting in 6 deaths, and demanded the hanging of Vice President Pence, or brought the white supremacist and armed Proud Boys into the political mainstream, or opposed common sense gun control. También no podemos olvidar que Trump lideró un esfuerzo en el Capitolio de golpe de Estado que resultó en 6 muertes y exigió que cuelguen a su vicepresidente. También que normalizó a los Proud Boys y también que se opuesta a regulaciones sobre las armas. His hateful and dehumanizing rhetoric against immigrants and calls for mass expulsion have led to an increase in hate crimes against people of color and immigrants. Es su odio que dehumaniza a los inmigrantes y que llama para la expulsión masiva que ha resultado en más crímenes de odio en contra de gente de color y inmigrantes. Tragedies like those here in Milwaukee, with the fatal shooting of Hmong parents and a Puerto Rican father by a neighbor in their apartment complex in front of their children, saying, "You have to go." Or when a man threw acid on the face of a U.S. citizen from Peru, saying he was illegal and had to go back. Or nationally, with the deadliest attack on Latinos in modern history in El Paso, when a white nationalist carried out a mass shooting, killing 23 Latinos. Tragedias, como aquí en Milwaukee, con la matanza de padres Hmong y un padre puertorriqueño en frente de sus hijos, cuando vivían en un apartamento y uno de sus vecinos los mató diciendo tienes que irte, o cuando un hombre tiró ácido en la cara de un peruano ciudadano, también diciéndole que era ilegal y tenía que regresar, o lo que pasó en El Paso con la matanza más grande de latinos en la historia moderna, resultando en 23 latinos muertos. The GOP's embrace of a xenophobic and violent platform includes the pledge to carry out the largest deportations in the U.S. history, the use of military force on the southern border against asylum seekers that would contribute to more vigilantism and human rights abuses. El hecho que los republicanos apoyan una plataforma antimigrante de violencia que incluye una promesa de las deportaciones más grandes en la historia de los Estados Unidos, el uso de las fuerzas militares en la frontera en contra de gente buscando asilo, va a contribuir a más vigilancia, a más violaciones y de abusos de derechos humanos. It would also include an end of our family-based immigration system and renewed attacks on funding for so-called sanctuary cities or states. También incluye la eliminación del sistema de inmigración de petición familiar y nuevos ataques en contra de lo que nombran ciudades o estados santuarios. But because we lived through a prior administration of Trump, we say we will never go back to family separations where children are taken from their parents and deported with the purpose of creating trauma and endangering their lives. Pero como nosotros hemos vivido debajo de una administración Trump anteriormente, podemos decir que nunca más vamos a regresar a políticas de separación familiar donde les quitan niños de sus padres en centros de detención y los deportan con la intención de causar trauma y poner en peligro sus vidas. In 2018, we lived through the largest raids in our state's history in the last 20 years in a failed attempt to intimidate families before a key governor's race. En el 2018 vivimos a través de una de las redadas más grandes en los últimos 20 años, en un esfuerzo que fracasó de tratar de intimidar a nuestras familias a salir para las elecciones claves de gobernador. People of all races and religions rose up with mass protests to condemn family separation policies. Gente de toda raza y religión se unió con protestas masivas para condenar separación de familias. In 2018 in Milwaukee, we organized a 60,000 strong Day Without Latinos and Immigrants general strike and march to end 287G and force the resignation of Sheriff Clark. And we won. We passed sanctuary policies to protect our communities and families, and we asserted our values as a welcoming city and state. We march today to say that we are not afraid of those that demonize us and promote hate and violence and division. We stand united and firm for justice and human rights. And we are proud that in 2020, we also contributed to defeat of Trump and his MAGA politics, and we will do so again in 2024. Sí se puede.
Sí se puede, sí se puede. Sí se puede, sí se puede. Claro que sí, gracias. Thank you, Christine. Up next, it is my pleasure to welcome Hatem Abudaye with the U.S. Palestinian Network. Hatem.
Thank you, Alon. Hatem Abudaye, excuse me, I'm the national chair of the United States Palestinian Community Network, and I'm a spokesperson for the Coalition to March on the DNC. Hatem as in Mary, last name Abudayyeh. In December of 2022, USPCN learned that the RNC would be coming to Milwaukee, and so we immediately joined the Coalition to March on the RNC. Because Republicans have historically supported Israeli racism, white supremacy, apartheid, and Zionism, the systems of oppression used to colonize and occupy historical Palestine, we knew that we would have to stand with our social justice partners across the U.S. to fight for the rights of our Palestinian people and challenge Trump and all the other Republicans who, as of today, have provided political, diplomatic, and financial cover for Israel to kill almost 40,000 Palestinians in Gaza. We also recognize that this was genocide.
This country was founded on Christian principles. You can read the documents of our founding fathers, study history to know the truth, study the Bible to know the truth. I'm telling you, this country was founded on Christianity, and we need to go back to Christianity. We need to outlaw abortion. We need to outlaw homosexuality. That's how we're going to make America great again. We're going to outlaw evil in America, and that'll make America great again. America will not be great again until America gets born again. We need everybody to be a born-again believer in the Lord Jesus Christ. That's right. We need to be born again in the Savior of Jesus Christ. You guys saw somebody take a shot at Trump yesterday. You saw that. You saw the violence that is going on in our society. It's because God is not in the hearts of Americans. Because if you're going to love your neighbor as you love yourself, you're not going to shoot at your neighbor. Trump is your neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. Biden is your neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. Abortion is murdering your neighbor. You can't get a closer neighbor than an unborn baby. Abortion is murder. Abortion is murder. If a nation that kills its babies, are you surprised that the nation might assassinate its political leaders? Abortion is healthcare. Abortion is inherent in the American system now because we've changed our system. We're no longer practicing a righteous system in America. We're practicing a wicked system in America. That's what we're practicing. We need to get back to the Bible. You need to put down your protest signs and pick up a Bible. You need to put down your beer, America, and pick up the Bible. You need to put down your idolatry and your sin, America, and pick up the cross of Christ and follow Jesus. That's what you need to do. You need to put down your sin and pick up a Bible. Put down your wickedness and pick up the cross of Christ. Jesus Christ is King, and when America serves Christ as King, then America will have righteous presidents, and America will have righteous Congress and a righteous politicians. You got what you've asked for, America. You voted for evil, you got evil. You're tolerating evil, you're getting evil. How do you like that so far? You know why these police are here today? You know why the police are here today? Because there's evil in America today. That's why the police are here. If we had law and order in America, we wouldn't need a bunch of cops protecting you today. We wouldn't need barricades to prevent you from driving car bombs into the RNC. Because America would be totally free. If you're living in sin, America, you're a slave of sin. And you might as well just put a tarp over Lady Liberty because you've just done nothing but defame her. Lady Liberty does not apply to America anymore because America's living in sin. America's living in evil. And you're a slave to sin. A slave to sin. Do not be a slave. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free, America. America used to be a free country, but we're not a free country anymore. Americans live in fear. They are free from fear. They're living in fear because they're not living for Jesus Christ. They're not living for God anymore. If you want to live outside of fear, man, you gotta live under the fear of God. If you fear God, you will not fear man. If you fear man, you will not fear God. Look at these guys wearing masks today. You know why they're wearing masks? So that when they're rioting on TV, their mothers don't kick them out of their basement. That's why. Because these people probably don't have jobs. So they put masks on their faces so you can't tell who they are. They're hiding their identity because they have evil in their hearts. You don't see any masks on us. We don't care if you know who we are. We're servants of Jesus Christ. We're ambassadors to Christ. That's who we are. And we are not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. We are not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And you can make all the noise you want, and you cannot drown out the truth, because the truth will have its day. Someday you will die, and you will stand before a righteous and holy God, and He's going to judge your life. Americans coming under the judgment of God right now.
I don't need to leave.
Have you not seen now with the attempted assassination of Trump, Americans under the judgment of God? Americans under the judgment of God?
I'm not leaving.
Turn back to God. Don't rely on politics to save you.
Stop policing me. Stop policing me. No. I don't need no police out here policing me. Just make them go home. Stop policing me. The fuck? This is why I don't support no fucking organizations out here. You're fucking police out here. You're not telling me what to do. I'll expose you.
No. Just leave me alone. I do this every day, bitch. I do this every day. This on camera. I used to be a clinic at school. I do this every day, bitch. I do this every day. But don't tell me what to do. Right now, you might tell me over there. Hey, you know my name. Bye.
If you want America to be great, then America's going to have to be born again. Our founding principles in the Constitution of the United States are founded on the Bible. If you throw away the Bible, you've essentially thrown away the foundation of the Constitution, and the Constitution will crumble and fall. That is a tragic reality, but it's happening today. Right before your eyes, you're witnessing the fall of an empire. America is going down, and we know that. We're on the Titanic, folks, and our goal here is to start saving souls. That's our goal, is to start saving souls. You guys are just trying to rearrange the deck chairs. You're just trying to rearrange the deck chairs on the Titanic, because America's the Titanic. It's hit the iceberg of idolatry and sin, and it is going down. It's a matter of time. And you need to get your life right with Jesus Christ. You need to get into the lifeboat of Jesus Christ. You need to stop worrying about how the deck chairs are arranged on this sinking ship. And you need to be more worried about what's going to happen when it goes down. Are you going to be saved, or are you going to be lost? Are you going to be saved, or are you going to be lost?
Thank God
Without
for
Jesus,
abortion.
you're going to be lost.
Thank God for abortion.
Let Jesus throw you a life preserver. It's called the cross of Jesus Christ. Only Jesus Christ can save this nation. You don't like Trump? So what? We don't care. It doesn't matter if you like Trump or not. It doesn't matter if you like Biden or not. Those things are less important than who is truly ruling the hearts of each and every American. And the person that needs to be sitting on the throne of your heart is Jesus Christ. That's who needs to be sitting on the throne of your heart. That's what's going to change America. America was born from the ground up, not the top down, and America's solution will be from the ground up, not the top down. A president cannot save you. Biden cannot save you. Kamala Harris cannot save you. Donald Trump cannot save you. Only Jesus Christ can save you, and only Jesus Christ can save this country. Now is the time to turn to God. Now is the time to get on your knees and humble yourselves before a righteous and holy God, and He will deliver you. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven. I will forgive their sins and heal their land. That's what it takes to fix America. It takes us repenting of our sins and humbling ourselves before God, and then God will heal this land. America is broken, and your sin has broken it. It's your sin. It's your fault. It's not Donald Trump's fault. It's not Biden's fault. These people are there because you let them be there. If you don't like them, then you better start voting righteously. You better start voting Jesus.
Why does
You
he
better
get a
make your
megaphone?
vote count for Jesus. If you vote for unrighteous things, you're going to reap the whirlwind. You're going to reap the wrath and judgment of God. The judgment of God is coming. The judgment of God is coming. I'm telling you right now, it's coming like a freight train. And the only way to stop it is for you to hide behind the cross of Jesus Christ. You know, you can duck and dodge sniper's bullets. You can duck and dodge crime. You can do all of that you want, but the only escape from what is coming is the Bible says it's like a woman in labor. She cannot escape the inevitable outcome of the birth of the baby. The second coming of Christ is coming. There's nothing you can do to stop it. The only thing you can do is repent and join.
You can take your picture, do not engage.
You support abortion, you support homosexuality, you support transgenderism, you support all these things.
I knew I didn't have to bring my I went over to the Israeli side and said, hey, we're going to start doing that.
The ultimatum to surrender.
Around the globe is being held accountable for their actions. People being wrongfully convicted should be a crime. Judges and state's attorneys that have a role in freeing these innocent people and that's overhearing these cases should be held accountable, because the evidence is clear on all cases that these men and women are innocent. But yet we have to fight tirelessly to prove that they've been unjust, that they didn't give the due process that they were supposed to be getting by the courts to give them the justice that they deserve. And they're being protected by, you know, political powers, the Republican side and the Democrats, to continue to get away with their crimes. So we say enough is enough, and every day we fight for change.
Oh, we're very happy about the parade route because we're within sight and sound, and because we fought and we won. And we're sticking with that. We have an agreement with the city. We fought very hard for it for 2 years. We are a little salty. It was so last minute, but we're happy that it got through and that we're going to be able to march unimpeded. We're going to be stopping there to hear from a few speakers. Yes.
Hi there. So a lot of folks on the right are blaming folks on the left for saying things that Trump's a fascist, a dictator, and threats to democracy for the violence that we saw on Saturday. Just wondering what your thoughts on that are.
I think the Republicans are experts on political violence. Any other questions? Thank you, everyone.
That concludes the press conference. We will begin in about 5 minutes hearing from welcoming speeches. So in about 5 minutes, we'll start with the welcoming remarks. Thank you to the members of the press for today's press conference for covering this. Thank you.
They are leaning. They are leaning.
Diaper. of large diameter objects. You don't take large diameter objects of your rectum. That is against nature. That is biologically unsafe. If you sodomites or perverts, God made them male and female. XX or XY. Choose one or the other. You cannot be both. You cannot be both. God never made a queer in his life. God never made a queer. God never made a lesbo. Why are so many lesbos full of depression? Why are so many queers taking antipsychotics? Why are so many queers taking antidepressants? Why are so many queers taking anti-everything medicine? Because queers are mentally estranged. They are deranged intellectually. Your queerdom has perverted your mind. Your queerdom has perverted your lifestyle. Your queerdom has perverted your mind to where you are full of psychotropic drugs. Yes, why are queers so full of psychotropic drugs? Because they're miserable, wretched, that's why. God says there is no peace, saith my God, unto the wicked. The wicked queers have no peace of mind. They have no peace of mind. Sinners have no peace of mind. They are deranged. And America has seen queers as they really are in the last 4 or 5 years. And America is tired of the queers, the transgenders. But now you know what? It would be nice to see another brawl between the transgenders and the queers. Because you see the trannies hate the queers, and the queers hate the trannies. Yes, they hate each other. Because even the golf, you're even a golf lady. What's her name? The main lesbo golfer. Tennis player. The tennis playing lesbo has now been retired for years. She knows that trannies are the big threat. Trannies are the big threat. If the lesbos don't want the trannies around, the trannies don't want the lesbos around. Because the trannies are taking all the queers. So you mutilate your body. You cut off your private part.
Well, this is kind of whatever. Do you mind if I ask you this? What do you mean after
I'm going to pause the live stream. My understanding is that the march itself is going to begin probably closer to noon, so I'll probably go live again.